Dear professors and colleagues, I'm De Yu Kong from Zhejiang University of Technology in China. My topic is about the retarding mechanism of sucrose and zinc hydroxide on cement hydration based on topochemical reaction. This is a part of a job when I visited Northwestern for 3 times in Professor Xia and Professor Kohl's group, and also in China. As well known, we have 2 mechanisms of cement hydration. One is through solution mechanism. This is also called dissolution-nucleation-growth progress. And another one is topochemical reaction mechanism. Also, we have a simultaneous operating mechanism. According to the through solution mechanism, the nanoparticles incorporated into the cement paste is proposed to be able to act as nucleation sites to accelerate the cement and C3S hydration. In the solution, actually, the sealing effect does exist. For example, in this case, the sealing effect is very good. And for this case, it's also pretty good. But for this one, actually, there is no sealing effect. In our studies, we found that actually in the cement pastes, the nanoparticles incorporated cannot actually function as nucleation sites for the CSH growth during cement hydration, because from this SEM observation, we cannot find the CSH growth around the nanoparticles. Before further discussion, we will discuss about the semi-permeability of the CSH geos in nature. From the very famous silicate garden experiments, and also in the dilute cement paste, and in the chemically synthesized CSH gel experiment, and also in the C3S paste, we will find the CSH gels in these cases, all of them showed fibrous, and all these fibrous CSH gels are believed to form through osmotic expansion due to semi-permeability of CSH gels in nature, especially for the silicate garden formation. So, to verify our uncertainty, we did some experiments. This one is the first experiment. We can see in the dilute cement paste the fibrous CSH gels, and also some aggregated nanoparticles here and here. And in the case of nanotitania addition, we can even find the single nanotitania particles, and without no CSH gel growth around the nanoparticles can be observed. And this is the second experiment below the filter paper funnel. This is the nano-dispersion, and in the blank experiment we can find the fibrous CSH gels formed in the water under the funnel, and this may be from the fine cement particles leaked from the filter paper. But in these 2 cases, we can see that the fibrous CSH gel and the nanoparticles coexist, and in this case, in the nano-dissipation, we didn't find any CSH gels, and this does happen. And this is the third experiment, and this is the nano-dispersion under the clinker, and we found that in the nano-dispersion, no CSH gels can be observed, and on the top of the clinkers, we can find the nanoparticles here, and no CSH gels formed around the nanoparticle. So whether do nanoparticles act as nucleation sites for the CSH growth during cement hydration? Our answer is no, but why? The main reason is probably that the CSH gels do not form through the solution, but the topochemical reaction during cement hydration. Next, we will shortly review the retarding mechanisms of sucrose and zinc compounds on cement hydration in history. We have absorption mechanism, and we also have precipitation mechanism. And for sucrose, we have gelation mechanism and a nucleation poisoning mechanism. And we also have a semi-permeability mechanism like this. In some recent studies, it was proposed that the nucleation poisoning of CSH gels for sucrose and even for zinc compounds. In this study, the CSH gels were incorporated into the cement paste to accelerate the cement hydration, and also it was found that even the delayed CSH gel and also the CSH gel simultaneously incorporated can both accelerate the cement hydration retarded by the sucrose, and it was proposed that the absorption of sucrose on CSH gels can avoid the nucleation poisoning. In our studies, we confirmed that the CSH gels can be used to accelerate the retarded cement hydration by sucrose, either by addition simultaneously or by delayed addition. To indicate the effect of sucrose on cement hydration, we did some experiments. Like here, it's a silicate garden formation experiment. And we will find that if enough sucrose was incorporated, the silicate garden formation can even be prohibited like this. And while chemically synthesize the CSH gels, we can find that if we incorporate enough sucrose, the formation of fibrous CSH gels also can be retarded, especially for CSH20SU. For example, like here, before 24 hours, the CSH gel still showed granular, but at 48 hours, it showed fibrous. And about the absorption of the sucrose on CSH gels, we can find that the sucrose can be rapidly absorbed by the CSH gels in 15 minutes, but it seems that they cannot be completely absorbed like here. And in the cement paste with sucrose addition and with sucrose and CSH gel addition simultaneously, we can see that the sucrose can be absorbed by both hydrated products and CSH gels, but also they cannot be completely absorbed like this. And in the filtrates, there still be some TOC, and this is the testing results by Dr. Ate, and they have the similar results. So here, the organic carbon in the filtrate is actually the calcium sucrose. It's a kind of half salt, and they cannot be absorbed by the hydration products. So according to these testing results, we can discuss the retarding mechanism of sucrose. The main mechanism may be that the absorption of sucrose reduces the semi-permeability of the CSH gels, and thus the penetration of water molecules into the membrane was reduced. This will cause the retarding effect. Another probable reason why sucrose can retard the cement hydration may be the sucrose in the hydration solution causes a higher ion strength and osmotic pressure. Penetration of water molecules into the membrane thus may be reduced. But from these testing results, we can see that this may not be correct because the sucrose, the paste with sucrose only and with CSH incorporation simultaneously, they showed nearly the same TOC after 20 hours later. However, the CSH can accelerate the retarded cement hydration retarded by the sucrose. About the accelerated mechanisms of CSH gels on retarded cement hydration by sucrose, maybe because some sucrose molecules were absorbed onto the CSH gels incorporation, and the sucrose absorbed onto the cement hydration products were then reduced. Thus, the retarding effect was mitigated. And also from the fact that the retarding effect can be mitigated by post-addition, delayed addition of CSH gels, This indicated that the sucrose molecules absorbed onto the cement hydration products can be robbed by the CSH gels incorporated. Next, we will talk about the retarding effect of zinc compounds on cement hydration and their mechanisms. From here, we can see the zinc salts can retard the cement hydration, and also the zinc hydroxides can also retard the cement hydration. So the possible retarding mechanism here, the first one, it can be excluded because zinc hydroxide can also retard the cement hydration, and the zinc hydroxide particles cannot coat around the cement particles to retard the cement hydration. For the second mechanism, if we consider the cement hydrates through topochemical reaction, then this mechanism can also be excluded. For the third one, we can see that the zinc hydroxides cannot dissociate into zinc ions in strong alkaline, so this mechanism can also be excluded. Now, the most widely accepted mechanism for the retarding mechanism of the zinc compounds may be the fourth one, and actually we also have a fifth one, that's the reduced semi-permeability of CSH due to absorption of zincate ions. Which one will be a probable one, we will see later. And this is the SEM photographs of the chemically synthesized calcium zincate hydrate CZH by mixing calcium hydroxide, zinc hydroxide, and water together showed, and it can be seen that the CZH showed granular but not fibrous characteristics, indicating that the CZH does not show semi-permeability. And it's very hard to say that the granular CZH particles can coat around the cement particles to reduce the permeability of water molecules into the coating to retard the cement hydration. So this is not correct. This is not true for mechanism 4. And next we will see here the few silicate carbon can form in the sodium silicate solution for various zinc compounds. And in the TEM observation, we can see that no fibrous ZSH formed while chemically synthesizing ZSH. So from here we can see that the ZSH showed no semi-permeability, and the ZSH always show granular. And when we incorporate the calcium and zinc chloride simultaneously into the sodium silicate solution, it can be found that the fibrous ZSH and the granular ZSH formed respectively, like here and here. So from here we can see that they do not form CZSH. Actually, they just form CSH and ZSH respectively. So in bark cement pastes, though zinc hydroxide can dissociate into zincate ions, but probably they will form CZH but not CZSH. However, when we incorporate the calcium chloride pennates into the sodium silicate solution with zinc hydroxide incorporated for 28 days in advance, we can find that the silicate carbon can be reduced, but if they were added into the solution simultaneously, the calcium silicate carbon can form without any negative effect. In this case, the zinc ions may form slower than the growth of calcium silicate carbon, but in the later case, the zinc ions have formed in advance under the strong alkalinity before the calcium chloride pennates were added. So the most probable retarding mechanism may be like this. Zinc hydroxide is amphoteric, dissociating into zincate ions under strong alkalinity. But the surface of clinker or alate showed stronger alkalinity than the bark paste. The zinc hydroxide contact with the cement or C3S particles dissociated into zincate ions, which can be absorbed onto the strong alkaline surface of the clinkers or C3S, reducing the semi-permeability of the CSH gels. That may be the main reason why zinc hydroxide can retard the cement hydration. So this is the probable mechanism. And for the sucrose and zinc compounds, effect of the on the cement hydration may be the compilation of the absorption and the semi-permeability of mechanism. But how and why? These are open questions. That's my presentation. Thanks for your attention. Thanks very much.